to another episode of St. Vincent Untold Stories. On this episode, we feature David Ames, the Caribbean's greatest con man, who stole over $300 million from investors. He defrauded prime ministers, electrical companies, businesses, and sent hotel workers from St. Vincent and the Grenadines into extreme poverty. Just imagine investing your entire retirement fund into a project you thought would turn you into an instant millionaire, then you find out it was a Ponzi scheme. Big ups to all of my subscribers. If you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and the notification bell if you'd like to see more videos like these. In St. Vincent, once your electrical bill reaches around 500 EC dollars, your connection is cut off. It is alleged that Ames racked up an electrical bill around $700,000. Ames first arrived in the Caribbean with a plan of hope that was sold to the people of St. Vincent and other Caribbean islands who at the time believed in him as jobs were needed. He built a resort on the main island of St. Vincent. The Grenadines have many resorts, but this was the first and only on the main island. When people heard they were accepting applications, people lined up from 5 a.m. in the morning right up to 5 p.m. in the afternoon for several days. Some even camped out and slept in an abandoned building near the resort. People left jobs at other hotels and even retired from cruise ships as the wages seemed good. Many people in the Caribbean often see the beautiful videos posted on Instagram with mega resorts with a hope that one day they will get an opportunity to work at one. Ames brought those Instagram photos to St. Vincent and transformed them into a reality. As soon as the first paycheck came in, some people took out loans, bought furniture, vehicles, and started to construct homes. The people wasn't even aware that there were more investors. All they knew was that a guy by the name of David Ames was the boss of all bosses. One man said that after his first paycheck, he felt like the boxer Floyd Mayweather and bought 2 bottles of Hennessy and poured them on the ground at Heritage Square, which continued for months as he thought that it would last forever. It was months after he realized that the pay was coming in late, and sometimes they were only paid a portion, so he decided to seek employment elsewhere. One lady said that after her first paycheck, she bought a big turkey, and she and her kids baked, fried, stew, and boiled turkey meat for days. Vendors were selling produce like hot bread. Miss John said she even gave her layer fowl some pills for them to produce more eggs as eggs were in high demand. But when she saw the fowls dropping manure all over the place, she realized that the pills got mixed up, and instead of layer pills, it was Zentil. The birds pooed everywhere. You see, Ames was a smart guy. He knew that retired tennis stars, footballers, and other sports people would have large sums of cash and would love to invest to make more money. Just recently, an app called Creators Alliance was shut down after the persons who controlled the app ran off with the monies. Persons begun to invest after they saw their friends posting videos and boasting about investing small amounts of cash and always got a higher return, so they decided to join, forgetting about the Ponzi schemes ran by David Ames and Alan Stanford. One girl took out $3,000 from her bank account and used $1,500 to buy 4 tires for a van man who had his wife at home, and used the other $1,500 to invest in Creators Alliance. After news broke that it was a Ponzi scheme, she asked the van man to help her, which he told her he have his wife, so he can't at the moment. To be honest, some people were new to something like this, so we can't really blame them. It is alleged that David Ames was even using money to wipe himself whenever he went to the toilet. He had so much money that rats were biting the bags and using the bills to make nests. The investors realized that the money wasn't coming in like when Ames just started, but he was throwing lavish parties. Moscato and Ciroc everywhere. Even the dogs were eating bluefin tuna meat, which is one of the most expensive fish in the world. After a while, the local people couldn't take the pressure anymore, so they begun to cry out. Some even showed up at the resort with bats, pieces of board and pipe, trying to get their hands on David Ames. Police and security had to do 24-hour patrol on the compound. It is alleged that one guy got past security and climbed up to Ames' window. When Ames saw him, he wept like a hog in the Amazon. After the alarm went off, the guy took off running. The bills started to pile up, even more than the FBI started to investigate. Ames was wanted overseas, and an extradition order was made for his return, but the slippery con man had a plan B. It is alleged that he paid a boat captain 20,000 EC to take him out of St. Vincent. During a press conference, a journalist by the name of Life Compton asked a high official if David Ames had a St. Vincent passport, and he said no. A few years later, the same question was asked again, and the high official said he had one, but the passport was not bought. He was given it based on several factors. People were saying, how can a man that stole over 300 million people dollars get a free passport? And what system was put in place after what Ames did to ensure nothing like that ever happened again? Does the electrical companies have a short cutoff point for the mega resorts? Can the poor people bill reach up to $700,000 without being disconnected? Is there a union to protect the workers? Are the correct investigations done before they come in? Some people have now picked up different skills and are now looking back at what happened in the times of David Ames. A front desk clerk said not even the paid him back in 2020 caused so much poverty. Hundreds of Vincentians are still wondering if they would ever get paid. Several witnesses said they saw Ames taking bags of money on a boat down to the leeward coast on several occasions. We hope one day someone can find it and return it to the hard-working Vincentian people. Ames was finally caught and sentenced to over 12 years in prison. One of the investors said they took out 3 pension money and gave to Ames, which amounted to over £400,000. A sports star said he gave him over $200,000. Ames is in prison right now, hoping that the 12 years fly fast, so he can jump on a speedboat again and come and collect the millions he allegedly hid on the beach in Richmond. In 2021, there was a massive volcanic eruption on the island, and Richmond was one of the areas that was heavily impacted with ash and lahars. It's sad if all that money got washed away, seeing how hard the people worked and all those pensioners crying. As workers in these types of industries, you have to make sure put something aside from the start. Some people were even stepping on their own at one point, not realizing it was all a Ponzi scheme. One villager said that her friend was working there and got a higher position, then decided to hand down pressure on the lower staff, but none of them were getting paid after a while. So she warned others to treat each other with respect. Ames was very lucky that night when the guy showed up at his window, because when Vincentians connect, they connect well. It's alleged the piece of board the guy had was a 2x4. In St. Vincent, David Ames is wanted by bad boys and police. It is alleged that persons had gone to the leaders of the Beehive to give Ames a small beating so that he could make the payments. When there is no accountability, in some countries things like these are expected to happen. Ames was too clever for Trevor Bailey and his team. The Coast Guard normally intercepts a lot of vessels, but just couldn't catch Ames. Knowing the guy, even in the prison, he might be fooling the prisoners, promising them a fortune for protection inside until he is released. Just like the Count of Monte Cristo. Ames should be returned here when his sentence is finished so we can find out how he got the passport and should be made to do community service. He might just lead us to the cash. You ever watch the movie with Stuart Little with On Smokey's Turf? And the other cats said scratch him. Winter Puss seems to be in brawls all over England. The guy she married for 1 week, was he the brother of David Ames? Winter Puss is a Vincentian celebrity who had her run-ins with the law and even appeared in hundreds of Facebook videos. She had promised to turn her life around after winning the Pick 4 game 2 times in a row. She bought a ticket to England and decided to live in. Things were going well until videos surfaced with a girl and her mother calling out Winter Puss. Stay locked in as we would feature her in another interview. Winter Puss in the winter.